Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for watching. By the title you know today's video is all about makeup favorites from the year 2022. Over the years I have reduced the number of videos because yes, earlier I used to do catch up on every single category because that time I was buying also too much of makeup. I was trying a lot of different things, but I realized that 2022 mein there were no major makeup launches. We have seen more of skincare. So 2022, just like 2021, was the year of skincare, and I'm hoping that 2023 mein kuch naya makeup dekhne ko milega. There are a lot of things which brands can do. Still, brands have to come out with some different makeup products, I do feel, which are existing in international market. So I'm just keeping my finger crossed because I really want to try something new. But nevertheless, here I am with a basket full of products which actually were a lot used by me, loved by me. I swear by them and they work absolutely wonderful onto my skin. So yes, without any further ado, let's get started. सुबह के 9:30 बज रहे हैं and I thought let me just quickly get ready and sit down and film this video. Yes, there are 2 more videos lined up for today's filming because I have promised myself I want to be regular, and to be regular I have to take out that little time and sit down and film some interesting videos for you guys. Now, talking about the first step of the makeup primer, so frankly speaking I have not bought anything new specifically, but yes, when till the time I was in Delhi I did happen to buy a few other things. But the 2 primers which actually being used a lot and I think I have to repurchase them is, first up, from a Drugstore family, Faces Canada All-Time Pro Perfecting Primer. The best part about this primer is that it is not creamy, not silicone-y, but it gives you that nice blur and pore filling. So if you are someone who wants to have a primer like that, then definitely go ahead with this one. This is very close to my Becca primer, which is no more existing now. So I have a little bit of product left, but uski jagah I use this a lot. This is not very expensive also. I think it is for $8.99 or something. Discount mein le lena, mil jayega. But I would tell you, this is a beautiful primer. Today also I'm wearing it. It just smoothens the skin and give you that nice pore filling. So beautiful primer into a Drugstore. Next up, I happen to use something a lot and almost every single day I use this also, is this Too Faced Hangover RX primer. Now this one is for the days wherein I'm wearing like a full matte foundation or a nice full coverage foundation. This is for every day because this is more of your cream based primer and it gives me a nice hydration as well. So it is more of a dual purpose product. Suddenly you see a background change. Reason being कि 2 products मैं आपको कल दिखाना भूल गई थी. Basically ये video मैंने कल film की थी and when I was sitting down to see the footage I realized that मैंने एक important step miss कर दिया है इस foundation and I forgot to show you the 2 beautiful foundation I have loved in the year 2022. One of them is a liquid foundation which is by the brand Nykaa. Inexpensive, affordable. This is the Nykaa All Day Matte Foundation. I'm in the shade Nutmeg 09. Now this foundation sits beautifully onto my skin. दूसरा perfect match to my skin है और तीसरा ये बहुत comfortable है. Saying all day matte, do not go by the word matte. Reason being, it is a matte foundation but it is not like a dehydrating matte foundation. So it will make your skin feel comfortable. Another one thing इस foundation के साथ ये भी है कि it gives you an instant correction as well. So with this foundation I have realized that I really don't have to put a concealer or a corrector. I can just straight away go in with this foundation. I'm good to go. Another one thing with the foundation is that you can do your under eye as well. A little product goes a long way, and then just quickly set with a pressed powder. So all in all, beautiful foundation, all in one foundation है. दिन में पहनो, रात में पहनो. It does not cake your face. You don't look artificial. You do not look made up. It is like your second skin foundation. So yes, this is definitely one of my favorites and I know जब ये foundation finish हो जाएगा तो मैं इसे खरीदूंगी. Now another one thing which a lot of you mentioned that आपने जब ये foundation खरीदा तो आपको pump नहीं मिला. There is a pump which comes with the bottle. If you do not receive the pump, that means it is a damaged packaging or some bummer has happened. So please raise a return request. They will definitely reimburse it or replace it with the new bottle. But yes, it comes with a pump and yes, this is my favorite foundation as well. I'm in the shade 09 Nutmeg. Quickly moving on to another foundation which I have loved this whole year, and I think this will keep falling into my favorites, and I think it's going to be my lifetime favorite foundation also, is this Huda Beauty stick foundation. Today also I have it onto my skin. I was just getting ready to go out, so abhi mujhe sari wari I have to drape it, so I am going out for some meeting. So yes, this is another beautiful foundation. It is like a perfect match to my skin. Secondly, it is smooth. You can blend it with your blender as well. Third thing is that you get a lot of shades to choose from. And yes, this also stays longer. The other important thing which you have to keep in mind for this foundation, that it's not going to give you like a full coverage. If you go with too many layers, then you may start feeling a little cakey. So avoid using as your full coverage foundation, then you are good to go. I'm in the shade Biscuity. Like in Huda Beauty में ना आपको आपके ही match के 3 foundation shades मिल जाएंगे. So my recommendation would be go to the store, match yourself, and then buy one, because this is an expensive foundation. It is for 3,750 rupees, but you will enjoy every bit of it. So yes, this is one of those foundations which I have used thoroughly, and yes, this is gonna be one of my very staple foundations to use. So yes, these were the 2 little foundations which I absolutely love in the year 2022. Moving on to some concealers. So I really don't have too many to show you because I've not used many, but 2 products which I have used for concealing and correction onto my skin. First up, I have used this K Beauty concealer in the shade 160N medium. Today also I have it onto my skin. A beautiful product. It's super light onto the skin. If you have minimal imperfections going on and you want to just conceal your imperfections and just hide it, go and get this. Now I have a yellow corrector also in it, but that is for other purposes, but this is something which I use more and I have used this. Now agar mujhe lagta hai ki after my certain concealers, if something gonna get over, is this one, because this is really beautiful. It's super light onto the skin and it just blends seamlessly. Next product which I happen to use a lot, and iski to koi ginti nahi hai, is this corrector. Now this is by Nykaa Insta Blur Stick in the shade Peach, one of my favorite shades. I have used, I don't know how many, I've lost the count now. I have a orange one also, but I use this more because I really don't suffer with hyperpigmentation or dark circles. Yes, thoda bahut lagta hai, so I treat it with my skincare routine, but this product is a holy grail because this adds that brightness to my skin as well as it does a little bit of correction for me. It's a smooth product. Thoda expensive lagta hai mujhe for the quantity, but nevertheless, once you get addicted to it, you will still buy this. Talking about some powders. Now powders have been like a game changer in my life recently. I'll tell you, more than foundations, I'm sticking by with my compacts and full coverage powder foundations. I have a lot of favorites, but I've narrowed it down, and one of the products I will not be able to show you is the Color Bar powder foundation, one of my favorites in my handbag. That is another product which you should grab it because I will soon be repurchasing it. It's a beautiful powder, like affordable, it does the job. Next up, something which I have loved in powder foundation is the MAC Studio Fix powder. A beautiful product again. I must tell you, जब तक मैंने इसे खरीदा नहीं था, इस्तेमाल नहीं किया था, I didn't know how good it is, but after using this one I know that I will go back and repurchase it. It gives you that nice coverage, instant light coverage it gives you. If you're someone who doesn't want to wear like a lot of makeup and you just want to have a nice simple base going on, then go in with that powder. Next up, a loose powder which I only used. I have a lot, but I use only this one today. Also, I'm wearing it onto my skin. Is the K Beauty loose powder. The best part is the sifter in this. So yes, it's a beautiful product, and still iski abhi expiry nahi hui hai. I know I bought this at the launch time. I can still use it for further 6 months and then definitely will repurchase it. But if you're looking for a very fine loose powder which does not give you that ashiness and flash when you're taking photographs and it does not add that flashback, then go in with that powder. It just sets everything beautifully. Next up, a powder which I have used the most and the most inexpensive one in the category of powders is this Nykaa compact powder. I must tell you, this gives a competition to the K Beauty matte compact powders. This is cheaper, but I personally feel sometimes they both are same, but they're not same. That is a little more powdery. This is really nice. This is not powdery. Brush product leta hai. You can just set your under eye nicely. You can set your face instantly, and it is beautiful. You have a lot of shades to choose from. Moving on to another interesting powder. Now this box has broken completely. Generally जब कुछ ऐसा मेरे साथ होता है, I end up throwing up the product. But for some reason I couldn't do this time because I absolutely love this powder. It's the verified IRL Paris powder. I'll quickly show you the condition. It's very risky to open it. So it's completely shattered. मेरे से नहीं टूटा. It is just that the powder was not pressed hard in it, too hard to being in the pan. It was a little loose, and the number of times I kept opening and using it, it just got shattered. I think I have to buy this again. But this powder is for people who have extremely oily skin, who suffer from excessive sebum secretion. You want to instantly set your face in no time and just, you know, remove all that. Then you buy this powder. The only one thing which I would like to mention is that this powder is more of your touch-up powder. I personally do not treat this powder as setting off my whole face, because if you are done with your blush and you're done with your highlighter and everything, this powder is going to set that as well. So whenever you're using this powder, use it before putting any of these products. Then only you will see the color pay of other things. Otherwise, that powder is really nice. I absolutely love verified powder. I think I will just go ahead and buy the loose powder because I think they are almost same. Correct me if I'm wrong through your comments, because I have not tried it. If you have tried it, do let me know what are your thoughts. But for the IRL Paris, it is like, for me it's more of a lifesaver, because I do go out a lot and my T-zone and my face gets too oily, and this powder instantly fixes it. But अब इसकी condition बहुत ज़्यादा ही ख़राब हो चुकी है, so I need to get rid of it. Now let's move on to some more makeup and some more interesting steps we end up doing in makeup. Let's catch up on a bronzer. So I really don't have too many to show you, because यहाँ आने के बाद one thing I've realized that I've stopped using a lot of bronzers. Reason being, just like that, or it's just like I'm a blush girl and I love my bronzers, but then it's just that I'm using too many blushes. So the only blush which I have gone back like again and again is this Kiko Milano bronzer. It's a beautiful bronzer if you are hunting for a nice bronzer. अभी affordable तो नहीं होते bronzer, but this definitely falls in a high quality affordable bronzers. You will get it in a good discount for $860 or $750, so wait for a good discount. I think you get more shades as well. I think you get 3 to 4 shades. This is like a beautiful shade for me. This is in the shade 06. So a beautiful bronzer. Today also I have it onto my skin. Subtly sits onto the skin. It doesn't enhance the texture of the skin, and just blends seamlessly. So this is another beautiful bronzer which I have been using. Now let's move on to some blushes, and then I will catch up on highlighters. Now blushes is something which I have worn the most, maybe I have bought the most also, but the back and forth blushes kaun se the, which were those which I was using the most. First up, I was using this little guy right here. This is the Just Touch Lip and Cheek Tint. Oh my god, this is like a beautiful blush. Beautiful. You see? Now I love this blush for so many reasons. First up, you really don't have to put anything after you put this. You just, with no makeup. No makeup, what do you understand with no makeup? No makeup, agar do baar bola maine to, it's like you're not putting anything. No powder, nothing. You just want to add that flush to your cheeks. Then you put this. Just thoda sa low, tap, 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 and you are done. And if you want to just increase the longevity of any of creamy products, thoda sa apna loose powder leke brush off karke just run it through your face, you are good to go. The best part about these ones, they'll stay longer. Compared to so many I have, these stay the longest on my cheeks. So yes, a beautiful blush I absolutely love. Next up, which I have used the most, and I think I'm going to buy another shade in it. Reason being, this is a creamy blush by K Beauty, but it has a little moussiness which adds that matte touch to the blush. So basically it blends nicely. I would say the pigmentation was not like high, but if you're someone who wants that subtle blush going on, then you invest in here. You can build this blush, I would say, but I like it, the subtleness onto my cheeks, because I'm a blush holder. I like to layer, so I will put another blush. But this is like a beautiful product, and for this weather it is like good, absolutely beautiful. It is definitely expensive, but I do feel for the product, the quality, the shades, you will enjoy this. So this is something which I've used the most. Let's move on to some powder blushes. So I have used a lot of powder blushes, but these three I have used the most. And all the three blushes, the ones I'm going to show you, they have worked like a semi bronzer also for me. So that is how I was skipping on the bronzer. First up, I have a blush from K Beauty in the shade Mild Berry. Almost everyday blush hai ye mera. I use it like almost every day. So this blush basically adds that nice tinge of pink, but it is nude. And then the same brush, I will run it on my forehead, on my chin, and good to go. So I really don't touch up on the bronzer. So this is something which I've used the most. Very beautiful product. इस पे पूरा review दिया है मैंने अपने channel पे, तो do check those videos out to know better. Next up, again a blush which I've used the most, and I think this is one of those blushes which I will never get rid of, is this Colourpop Fresh and Peachy. Oh my god, this is like a beautiful blush. Again it is like your nice soft peach shade, and today also I'm wearing it onto my cheeks very subtly. I have worn, not too much, not too loud, but it just sets everything. It just puts the whole makeup together. So it is again a beautiful shade. Do not be scared to buy such shade. Use it, you will love it, because blushes are not about pink shades and poppy shades. This can be your blush. So yes, again a beautiful product. If you haven't tried anything from Colourpop, I would highly recommend you to try their pressed powder blushes. They're beautiful, though I am also missing a lot of Colourpop, and I think I have to order something. But the problem of staying here is that कि मैं कुछ order करूँ तो वो one piece में आएगा कि नहीं, मुझे यही डर होता है. So I have to wait for someone to go to mainland. If someone is coming from there, I will order everything to mainland, and उधर से वो एक one piece में आ सकता है, because that person is going to be carrying those things. So let me see. I am eyeing a lot of Colourpop products. Soon I will be placing a huge order, but no promises, because I really don't know who's going where, and COVID has just been hitting a little more harder this time, and cases बढ़ रहे हैं, so I have to keep all those things also in mind. So let me see if I can grab few Colourpop new products. Moving on to another interesting blush which I've used the most because of the shade itself, is this K Play 03 Sweet Peach. You see the shade? I'll tell you girls, if you want to pair up this blush, you can वैसे भी pair it up, but specific eye looks, pair it up with a grey look, or pair it up with a green, or any nude look also you're adding. Just add a little pop of grey to your shades, or black smoky eye. This complements otherwise also. But if you're very specific about that, the looks you are wearing, then I have mentioned few. This just sits beautifully. The best part about this kind of a shade is this can be working as your semi bronzer, as I mentioned earlier. So it works beautifully. So this is another beautiful blush, highly pigmented. 650 rupees का आता है, काफ़ी cheap है, काफ़ी सारा product है, और हाँ, this stays the longest. So powder blush में this is one of those blushes which does not budge, does not go anywhere, blends seamlessly and stays longer. Now let's move on to some highlighter. So I have bought highlighters, but the two highlighters which I've used the most, I'm going to talk about them. First up, something which I'm wearing onto my face today. I don't know how much you can see because there is too much of the sunlight coming from that side. I don't know, it's like subtle. I've used it also like in a subtle manner. Is this MAC Extra Dimension Skin Finish highlighter in the shade Whisper of Guilt. Get this, you need to have this. I am telling you, it is expensive. I know it is for 3,500, I don't know, but this is the amount. It is definitely 3 grand plus, but this highlighter is like, wow. You see that? ज़्यादा भी नहीं है product. I just took like a mild product and I've just placed it, and it's like a beautiful highlighter. You see that? It is like amazing. It's like a proper gold highlighter. but that gold is like a proper gold. It has a lot of little bronziness to it, and it adds that nice highlight onto your skin. If you're someone deeper than me, will also love this. Someone lighter than me will also love this. This is like a universal shade which will complement a lot of Indian skin tone, and for the price I do feel they have justice here. Though I never liked their skin finish highlighter in Soft and Gentle, this amazing. So in future, if I'll find something like this in MAC, I will definitely grab it. Let's not see the price there, because you're getting a good quality product, something which you're going to use the longest. Another highlighter which I absolutely loved using, this is not a very old purchase of mine, but I've been using this highlighter for past 3 to 4 months and constant हूँ मैं इसके साथ, is this a pack highlighter in the shade Prom Queen. It is called as Master Glow highlighter. This is how the highlighter is. You see how beautiful the highlighter is. Pack K, I have always loved the baked highlighters. This is another one which I really wanted to try. I got it in a good discount, and oh my god, this is like beautiful. I'll give you one swipe quickly. You see that? Again, one of the finest highlighter, and it's beautiful. It's fine, it's not shimmery, it's not chunky, it's pressed hard. Brush takes up the right amount of product, and it just beautifully blends onto your skin like you've just bathed into a highlighter. So again, a beautiful highlighter into a drugstore. I have absolutely loved it. Something which I wear it on my eyes also. Fatafat, I will put it on my cheeks and good to go. There are days when I don't put any makeup, I just put this highlighter, a cream blush, a good hot lipstick, and I'm good to go outside. So yes, you need highlighters like these. Now to finish up the whole base, you need a good setting spray. Now here, after coming here, I have been very consistent with setting sprays also, I would say. So the two setting sprays which I've used the most, and I think I will be sticking by them only. If something new, anything exciting, let me know. Not something which does not work, do not recommend, because why do you want me to waste my money? So please recommend me some new setting sprays. The first one which I've been using, this is like a complete repurchase also, is the MAC Prep Plus Prime Fix Plus. This is the matte version. I've not bought it here. ये Delhi में भी मेरे पास था, so I have been very consistent with it. Buy the bigger size, it lasts you longer. So yes, this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Fix Plus. MAC K Fix Plus are too good. You should invest in there, because if you want that sustainability on the makeup appearance for the longest time, you want to increase the longevity, then you have to invest in something really, really good, and they last you longer. So this is something which I've used the most. Apart from that, something inexpensive also I like, but इसका प्राइस ज़्यादा भी होता ना तो I would have bought it. Reason being, it is really good in Indian market. This is Pack Micro Finish Makeup Fixer. Now इसकी पैकेजिंग चेंज हो गई है. I still have the older one because ये मैंने एक डिस्काउंट में 2 खरीद लिए थे. So I still have it and I can still use it for another 6 months. So the packaging has changed, but otherwise Pack Makeup Fixers are amazing. Wow. They are comparable to the MAC one I showed you. So if you are under a budget and you don't want to buy this, just buy this. You are sorted. You really don't have to have 2 different versions. So this will do the job in winters, summers and monsoons, all the weathers. It just gives that nice touch to the makeup, and it just, you know, get everything together, I would say. So yes, a beautiful fixer again, which I've been loving, and these are the only 2 which I have used in the year 2022. After discovering some beautiful base makeup as well as some face makeup, let's move on to some eye products. So eye makeup also I have gone back to now. Initially जब मैं यहाँ आई थी तो मैंने eye makeup पे ज़्यादा ध्यान नहीं दिया, and for some reason I stopped using my daily products like kajal, my mascara. But after a break of good amount of 2.5 months, I got back to the old things which I used to love, is the kajal, mascara and liner and everything. So yes, again here I have bought some new things, some old things, but some other things which I've been constantly wearing. Let's talk about those. So first are the 3 eyebrow pencils which I have been consistent. One of them has been repurchased already and I'm already on like the 3rd pencil, I would say. Is this Mars Cosmetic Micro Precision Eyebrow Pencil. pencil, you know how much I love it. It's always made it to my favorites video. Also, the best part about this product is it's going to cost you $2.99. You have a spoolie here and you have a nice pencil here. You get two beautiful shades, but I technically use only one. So there was a doorbell. Let's move on to the next eyebrow pencil, which I've used the most, is this Too Faced pomade in a pencil eyebrow pencil. Now this is like a little lighter shade of whatever I'm wearing onto my eyes now, but again it sits beautifully. Next time agar main koi lungi shade, I think I'm just gonna go in with one shade darker. This was not very expensive also compared to so many high-end brow pencils. This was I think only for 1900, but then this brow pencil is again very nice, workable product, smooth है, काफ़ी जल्दी मेरे brows fill in हो जाते हैं. I take least amount of time to do my brows. They just can be done in a very easy, fast manner because I really don't want them to look artificial and made up. It's just that I prefer doing a little bit of filling and just brushing them and good to go. And the spoolie on the Too Faced one is again very smooth, very nice, and it just does my brow perfectly. So yes, if you are interested in getting a new eyebrow product in a high-end category, then Too Faced is one of those brands. Next up, something new, but I've already been using past I think 3 months, and again I think this is one product which I will definitely repurchase abhi, because I've been very consistent with it, is this Maybelline New York Tattoo Brow Pencil. This is the newest launch, but ये मैंने ना जब मैं सितंबर में दिल्ली गई थी तभी मैंने खरीद लिया था, तो अक्टूबर, नवंबर, दिसंबर, अब जैन आ गई है, तो I've been very consistent with it and I've been using this product and almost काफ़ी प्रोडक्ट यूज़ कर चुकी हूँ मैं. जैसे पेंसिल भरी रहती है काफ़ी हद तक, इधर तक आई हैव ऑलरेडी यूज्ड इट. And again you get a nice pencil, you get a nice pulley, and again it is a very beautiful product, very beautiful. Like it can give competition to a lot of high-end brands, I would say. Maybelline ka brow product is always good, and I remember there was this giant stick I used to buy from Maybelline, वो उन्होंने discontinue कर दिया, but I feel that product is right in here in a more refined manner. And the shade I am using is not written on this. This was one of the flaws which I mentioned at the counter also, that you should have mentioned the shade name here. It is just the serial number, so I think even I have to check what shade it is, but this is again a beautiful brow pencil which you should look into. Now let's move on to some kajals. So there are only 2 kajals. Frankly speaking, I'm not worn a lot of different kajals. Reason being, जहाँ मुझे पता है कि guarantee है कि कुछ नहीं होगा, I have sticked by them. But then there were some new ones also which I have tried. But let's not talk about too many new products because उनकी usability life जो है ना मेरी life में बहुत कम रही है. So I will talk about them in later future videos. But the three kajals which I've used the most, and I will go and repurchase them, and one of them I've already repurchased also. That is the Kiro retractable kajal. Again a beautiful kajal. Today also I'm wearing it into my eyes. This is like expensive but smooth, one swipe, jet black, like jet black kajal. मुझे नहीं लगता इससे ज़्यादा jet black कुछ है मेरे पास. So yes, a beautiful kajal by Kiro. Next up, something again inexpensive, affordable, works beautifully, stays longer, does not budge, is this Mars Cosmetic का काजल. Again retractable form में है. I think इसकी cost 249 है. इसको ले लेना अगर आप बजट में हो, अंडर द बजट, और अमेजोन पे तो और डिस्काउंट मिल जाता है. सो येस, ब्यूटिफुल काजल अगेन. सो 2 of the beautiful retractable kajals. Another retractable kajal which I have bought with that Maybelline brow pencil I happen to show you is this Maybelline Tattoo Studio Smoky Kajal in the shade Black Woolly. And again, oh my god, this is like smooth, मतलब बहुत हल्का हाथ. Let me just बस मतलब I have not even put pressure on the kajal. It's that smooth. So if you are looking for something again the smoothest, the blackest, and which stays the longest, then get the Maybelline new one. So all of the 3 kajals which I happen to show you, they are black, they are smooth, one step application, and they stay longer. They do not budge, they do not smudge. So all in all, beautiful kajals I've tried. I've used the most. Moving on to some mascara. Let me just catch up on some eyeliners first, and then we'll talk about some mascara. So I have 3 liners to show you today, because these are the 3 liners which I've used the most. First up is the K Beauty liquid liner in the shade black. I think liquid liners mein this is the only liner I have, because the other ones were finished and I have thrown them. I will soon buy a few, because I do miss my liquid liners. So this is the only one which I am being very regular with, and this is the only one I use. This is the black shade. I have a lavender also, like the violet one also I have. The best thing about this is it has the finest brush applicator, but it is not like a bushy brush applicator. It just nicely, put the liner onto your eyes. You need less product, and the product is not thick and goopy. It is very thin, and it just gives you that nice liner. So yes, this is something which I love using. Next up is this 2 pen style eyeliners I have. One is the Kiro waterproof soft matte eyeliner pen. This has a felt tip. Now I am big lover of felt tip liners. You all know, one of my favorite eyeliners to put on, because मुझे ना उसमें ना एक अच्छी सी एक मेरा मतलब that steadiness is there, so the liner does not go here and there. This is one of the reasons that I never used to like brush applicator liners, but I did practice, and that's how I started loving the K Beauty one. But this one is again a beautiful one, jet black, just like the kajal. And this, इसको लगाने से ना आपको लगेगा कि आपकी आँखें एकदम Arabian जो those Arabic ladies do makeup ना, वैसी वाली that blackness is there in this eyeliner. So it just gives that effect to your eyeliner. I do feel instead of buying the Huda Beauty eyeliner, buy this one. You will thank me later, because you'll save also a lot of money and you get a beautiful product. Next eyeliner which I've used the most, and today also I'm wearing it, is on it's one of the inexpensive ones, is the Maybelline New York the Colossal eyeliner. This will cost you $420 only. Discount with aur sasta mil jayega. Beautiful eyeliner again, which just gives you that nice eyeliner. Pen hai, it is into again a felt tip format, long felt tip hai. It gives you that nice filled eyeliner look and stays longer. All of these eyeliners, they stay the longest. They do not budge, they do not fade away, and they do not peel off by themselves. So yes, beautiful eyeliners which I have loved in the year 2022. So many beautiful products you would have discovered so far, and frankly speaking, ये जितने भी products मैं अब तक आपको दिखा चुकी हूँ, वो सारे मेरे personally बहुत ज़्यादा favorite हैं. Talking about mascaras, now I have a lot of mascaras. I've discarded a lot of mascaras because I realized यहाँ आने के बाद I'm doing makeup. It's just that I'm restricting myself to a lot of certain products, but there are certain products which have been just lying down. They have been opened, but I cannot be putting them onto my skin as well as my eyes. So I have decluttered like a big box of makeup products here, and I've just thrown them. I've not even given it to anyone. Reason being कि उस पे थोड़ा moisture आ गया है, कहीं कुछ हो गया है, because यहाँ पे बहुत humidity और moisture है. So अंडमान एंड निकोबार आने के बाद ये एक चीज़ देखिए कि very constantly every 15 days I have to check my lipsticks and other things, because नहीं check करो, उसको sanitize नहीं करो, clean नहीं करो, तो चीज़ें ख़राब हो सकती हैं. Talking about the mascara, so 3 mascara. Let me talk about the first I'm wearing today is the Essence Lash Princess mascara. I have already talked about this mascara, how beautiful this mascara is. I was pretty late in getting it, but yes, this has like, I will repurchase it. I need to have a backup, because this is one of the blackest mascara. It just lifts your lashes, it gives you that volume, lengthening and curl. All the 3 I get it from this, and this is definitely something which you should try at least once. ऐसे ही नहीं ये famous है. So yes, this is one of my favorite mascaras which I love using, and you get a lot of product. The only one thing which I feel with the mascara is ये बहुत सारा product आपके lashes पे भी deposit करता है, but that product does not flake up or fall onto your face. That is another thing. So yes, a beautiful mascara by Essence you should try. Another beautiful mascara, an expensive one which I've tried this year, used this year a lot, is this Kiro Botanico Super Sheet Mascara. I know when it was launched I bought it, and oh my god, this is such a beautiful mascara, and I do feel it's very underrated also. Now one thing about this mascara is this still will give you lengthening, volumizing, but for some reason you will not feel that there is a mascara which you are wearing, because the product is super light. So yes, a beautiful mascara again by Kiro, which you should try. इसके जो क्या बोलते हैं, जो इसकी जो wand है, it is very similar to your L'Oreal mascaras, and again this will give you a lot of bushiness, lengthening, a little bit of curl as well. But if you are someone who's looking for like a super lightweight mascara, then you should try the Kiro one. I absolutely highly recommend. It is a little expensive mascara, 900 rupees, but worth every penny. You should give a shot. Next up, a mascara which I think I will keep repurchasing, and this is a complete repurchase also, and mine was over, so I wanted to buy, is this Maybelline the Hyper Curl Easy Wash Mascara. Oh my god girls, Maybelline should come out with easy wash mascaras, because their waterproof mascaras are like it's like heartbreaking. I lose like 1 or 2 lashes also while removing the mascara, which I really don't want. So yes, easy washes are better in Maybelline. So this is a beautiful mascara again. It gives you volumizing, curling, and इसका जो wand है वो कुछ इस तरीके का है. So technically it is not a very straight wand. It has a little bit of curve which just adds that curls to your lashes. Again, beautiful, inexpensive, and Maybelline mascaras can never go wrong. So by now you must be thinking, Sara, eye makeup देख लिया पर eyeshadow कहाँ गए? तो eyeshadow I'm going to show you now. But just for your information, I'm not going to be addressing lipsticks in this video, because I will be making a separate video on lipsticks, because I cannot be showing you only 5 mere shades because I've used a lot. So wait for the 2022 favorite lipstick video that is coming soon. Let's talk about the eyeshadows. So personally speaking, I've not bought a lot of eyeshadow palettes. I bought 1 or 2 eyeshadow palettes, but the ones which I've used the most, let's talk about them. First up, something which I have loved in the past and I love it now also. This is like a very staple eyeshadow palette. इसकी color story देख के आपको लगेगा नहीं कि ये कैसे use करेंगे, but once you start using it, you will have like a million ways to use it. Is this ColourPop Blowing Smoke palette? ये मैंने एक किसी को giveaway में भी दिया हुआ है ये palette. This is again a beautiful palette. Yes, the color story you may feel ये कैसे, but ये हाँ आप use कर सकते हैं इसे. Like I personally like using this shade by itself. That's it. This shade by itself. Sometimes I will just put this shimmer in the center and then just blend it out with this one. Sometimes I will put only this shimmer and then blend it out. Maybe just do my lower lashes. So there are many ways you can use this palette. You can include this palette with other palettes as well. This is a smoky palette. It will give you a nice smokiness. Even with the cooler shade, it will add that smokiness to your eyes. So if you have seen in my previous videos, वहाँ पे I was wearing this palette itself. There are a lot of days where I am wearing only this palette. So yes, this is a beautiful palette, highly pigmented. ColourPop palettes can never go wrong. As I said, I want to grab few new ones, but that one is beautiful. Next up, Huda Beauty. So yes, I think I should buy a bigger Huda Beauty palette. Still, I'm not convinced on buying one. Please convince me. But if you really want to try Huda Beauty palettes, then it has to be the 9-pan ones. And this one is the most used one this year, is the Wild Python palette. I wanted to get the Jaguar one, but अब वो out of stock दिखा रहा है, and मुझे लगता नहीं है कि मैं इसे यूज़ करूँगी उतना जितना मैं इसे यूज़ कर रही हूँ. कलर स्टोरी देख के अगेन आपको लगेगा really, but yes, really you can just use single shades by itself. You can just use another shade to blend. Mattes are really nice. You are getting 1 2 3 4 5 mattes and 4 shimmers, and they're good to go. अगर आप हॉलीडे पे जा रहे हो, beach holiday, buy this palette. You don't need any other palette. This is done and sorted. For evening looks, for your day funky looks, this is the palette. And I have used this palette thoroughly. I've used every single shade right here in this palette, and the shades work beautifully onto the eyes. They look, जितने ये पैन में लाउड दिख रहे हैं उतने ही सटल दिखते हैं आंखों पे और बहुत अच्छे दिखते हैं. So yes, quality is up notch, palette is nice, my favorite. Next up, something which again you will relate with me, this kind of a palette, because I love these shades, and this is something which I've used the most in 2022, and I think I will be using this kind of a palette more further, because these shades just work beautifully on my kind of Indian skin tone. Is the palette called ColourPop of Melrose palette. You see the shades here. You can totally relate me with this one, because I like my warm shades and I like my cooler shades also. Today also I'm just wearing matte shadows. I'm not wearing any shimmers, but it is like you have to have good mattes. We'll talk about these shades later in another palette, but this is like a beautiful palette with amazing shimmers and amazing mattes. And the shimmers are not too loud. They are very well done for Indian skin. This is like a perfect warmer palette with some cool tone shades. So if you haven't tried this palette, then you should. If it is still available on Colourpop, grab it. You will come back to me and tell me this is like a beautiful palette. But this is like your everyday palette, your night gathering, you know, you are attending any party or any reception or anything, and you are not that person who wants to wear those funky eyeshadows, then get this one. So this is something which I have worn the most in 2022, and a lot of the shades I can wear it onto my lower lash line also. So I do outline my lower lash with some of the shimmers there. And talking about the last palette, and the palette which I'm wearing onto my eyes also, and the palette which in between I took a break from, and इधर आने के बाद I've been very consistent with this palette, and I think अब इसके बारे में ज़्यादा लोग बात भी नहीं कर रहे हैं, but just a reminder call also to all of you, if you haven't tried this one, you should, is the Tan Beauty palette. This is all I need. Oh my god, you can never get enough. This is again a beautiful palette. Today I'm wearing top 2 shades onto my eyes, these 2 mattes, and then I just brushed up a little bit of my upper lid just to give that illusion of a smokiness, but not too heavy smokiness, and that's it. My look was done. I did not use any shimmers for now, but I've been consistent with this black shade. This can be used with so many of your eye looks. Sometimes you just don't want to put an eyeliner, just pick up this shade, just lightly brush off your eyeliner portion, and then it just gives you that illusion that you put a liner. So yes, it is a beautiful palette. It's a nice warm palette, some basic cooler tone shades, but all of these shades you will love it, because यहाँ पे ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं है, मतलब it's not overly bright or overly warm palette, because you, by giving these 3 shades here, they have just made it more of a versatile palette, a universal kind of a thing. Like you can create so many different looks. So yes, this is one thing which I've been loving the most, I have used the most, and I think I will continue using this palette a lot. So there you know some of my favorite eye products as well. Yes, a lot of makeup happens, but 2022 was the year where I have bought a lot less makeup, a lot less skincare also, but I'm hoping that 2023 is going to be a little more exciting into makeup and skincare, and mostly I want to see some new makeup. And all of these products which I happen to show you today, uska link aapko description mein mil jayega. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing and following me on my Instagram. और अगर आपको ये वीडियो बहुत अच्छी लगी, give a thumbs up, it will really mean a lot. I will see you in my next one. Till then, you take care and ta-da!